Let's go, let's go, let's go. Final game. Who will win it? Will... Eating missiles like rice be the one to take it? Or will the cabin cruiser captains be the one victorious this time? TTT nothing. And TTT next to nothing. And the Era Lantern and the Era Annihilation. Versus the UNSC Roman Blue, UNSC Red Horse and UNSC Kursk. Supported by the SMS Prince Adalbert and SMS Friedrich Karl. Some heavy action here coming up right now. The two top teams coming in. As I said, simple map. Blue team has point C. Red team has point B. Easily. Obviously you can maneuver later on and capture the other side's points. But A is the point of contest. And the question is, who will get in there? Battleships maneuvering. No missiles. No offensive missiles on either side. Both sides with good amounts of defensive missiles, but shooting them on enemy ships is not really worthwhile. They don't really do damage. Maybe a bit against corvettes, but that's not what you want to do here. You want to do damage to the big boys of the enemy. And I would say the make it or break it moment for the blue team will be, can they get the beams on target? The battleships over here seem to be perfectly synchronous. So that's quite impressive. Yeah, they're looking...
The enemy is securing zone comet.
The level of synchronity might only be beaten by synchron swimmers from Russia and China. Other than that, they're really well positioned here. First couple of shots already coming in onto the Kursk. On this bit smaller map, but not super small. But yeah, first shots coming in. The Lantern moving forward. But from below. B point and C point getting captured by corvettes. And the battleships start the peppering. Heavy cruisers now reacting in force. Who will win this? Next to nothing on the fire. Gun-wise though, it's 22 guns versus only 14 on the other side. Really the two beams are the differentiators. But getting them close enough to deal damage won't be an easy task. Won't be an easy task. Till then, guns will fly in both directions. Really more of a Napoleonic era battle right now than the more modern fleet battles that we are used to from the last tournaments, where missiles were most of the time the deciding factor. Missiles really not playing a role in this final, even though the update was mostly around that, but 450mm also got a buff in the latest patch, so that's why we see them here. And this is some hot action here between the SMS Prince Adalbert, UNSC Kursk, Roman Blue, and Prince Friedrich Karl versus the next to nothing and the Annihilation. The Kursk and the Roman Blue need to get closer. If they can get the beams on target, they might be able to win this. I'm surprised that the next to nothing actually seems to get somewhat closer here as well. But it's a lot of shots flying, obviously. A lot of shots flying both directions. I'm not sure staying on the spot here is the right choice though for these battleships. I feel like they should move backwards, rotate around towards B maybe, whilst keeping the shot. As allowing the Kursk and the Roman blue to get closer seems to be a mistake. Though, did they get the drive on the Kursk already? Kursk might be dead in the water, and that would be obviously really brutal. No, they're just still moving forward. Not readjusting their drives anymore. Wonder if these currently are flying with extra speed. Zone Atlas taken over by the Red Horse. Could be important in the late game. Ooh, has to be careful here. Not hitting the allied ship. I would go in here with full speed. Would use the afterburner, even though you might be able to kill, might be killing your engine, but getting on top of the enemy battleship here is the name of the game, it feels like. So, yeah, we'll see. Battleship's not perfectly on target. TNT next to nothing. Has a bullseye radar, so killing that with the small shots here would be key. Also obviously helps out with capturing later on. The Red Horse for now has to stay away.
We are contesting Zone Atlas.
The Lantern got shot at as well. Roman Blue and Kursk still moving forward. Oh, Atlas now being contested. Not being captured by the blue team. The Lantern coming in last second for that. The Nothing though should be getting out relatively soon. This thing won't survive for much longer under this fire. But the beam is on now. That is the more important part. The next to nothing can't run any further. Did maybe run a bit too late. Has to keep the Kursk and the Roman Blue at bay. These are obviously the two that are getting hit. The Roman Blue already lost its beam. Oh, and the beam here on the Kursk also now being hit. And that is really, really key here. Both beams not being able to shoot back. Obviously, repairing them would be top priority right now for these ships, as the beam is the differentiator. If you can't use the beam here, I don't see how the blue team is supposed to win that. Oh, and I forgot, there are some missiles here. Right, the end game level torpedoes. Though there's enough Anacondas to most likely shoot them down. Some of the Anacondas got hit by the Auroras, but not enough to end this. And yeah, the end game torpedoes trying to get through, but too much point defense. Question is really what happens with the beams. Okay, this beam is back online. Beam is getting on target. TT next to nothing on the fire. Is the beam on the Kursk getting repaired as well? Most likely, but it's not back online just yet. And now the blue is once more. The Roman Blue once more is the main target. Question is, can they get more shots of the beam? No, beam is back offline again. Got hit once more. Now the beam over here is repaired. But we'll need some time to get on there. Get the shot out. Maybe not even having maybe other systems also failing already. It would help with this. The heavy cruiser is really not looking too healthy right now. The TTT Nothing not looking healthy either though. Its drive already shut out. And the rest of it most likely following soon. But Adalbert now under heavy fire. How are the battleships looking? Any gun turrets here taken out yet? Not on the Annihilation. And also not on the next to nothing. All gun turrets still firing. And all systems still seem to be somewhat fine as well. Ooh. The Roman Blue not able to use its beam. Now the Kursk is back on it though. Getting a beam in here. If that could get a reactor or something like that, that would be huge. The Kursk could get one or two more shots off, but the Annihilation now switching target again. The next to nothing as well. Obviously they know what the main target is. And I'm surprised to see the heavy cruisers going out into the open like they did. I feel like the two battleships here will have the better time. And the endgame trying to now get the finishing blows in. Kursk not getting on target. Gun turret down on both of these ships, I think. This one's still alive, but a lot of other systems obviously failing. And here, oh no. Two of the three gun turrets out as well. Only the Friedrich Karl still looking in shape. And it's not firing either. Not sure what's happening here. Something is wrong. But yeah, points won't be the differentiator in this battle. Action is the name of the game. And this is not looking hot. Beam once more online. This time on the Roman blue. But not getting any critical hits here, it seems. And it will be now the target of the enemy battleships. And I'm pretty sure it won't be able to get another shot off before that goes down again. Endgame coming around once more getting finished off before it can get the hit out. But yeah, here goes the turret again. Turret steaming again. Turret out of action again. The Kursk, I guess, trying its hardest to get its beam online again. But there's really not that much. The rush through the open might not have been the best idea of these two players. Friedrich Karl trying to pepper this. Got a couple of signs of damage onto this battleship by now. A couple of thrusters though only. And yeah, this is not going to end well. Roman blue under heavy fire. We have seen an interesting setup of fleets this game, the tournament for sure. Really fun. And I like the spectator role in this game. The spectator mode for sure is decent. I would like to have a couple of stats here, and I would love a replay system so that we could watch other games as well afterwards. But it's great that we have the spectator mode at least. And I for sure will organize more tournaments for this game in future. So yeah, if you don't want to miss them, be around on the SDL Discord with the Nebulous role signed up for. So that you see that when they come. I usually try to put them out after some patches for Nebulous. Over here, the SMS Friedrich Karl under fire. Firing back onto the next to nothing, but it seems to be the last heavy cruiser that really still can do something. Prince Adalbert looks heavily beaten up. One turret here still supposedly online, but I'm not sure how much that can still do. And the Kursk and the Roman blue look pretty fried. Not sure if they can ever get anything online again. Like, I'm surprised they still can move. But yeah, maybe not the perfect idea here to go for a rush onto the enemy like this. Roman blue taking more and more damage. Yeah, last game they were able to overwhelm a battleship. But against two battleships like these, they have a harder time. And yeah, it seems like playing the slow game was not in for these two. I mean, it's a bit harder on this map, but you have this big rock, for example, that you can move around, dodge the enemy, maybe get a bit closer, then hit them. Like, the strategy just rushing through the open, I don't feel it was like a wise choice against two enemy battleships. Adalbert maybe could go. This explodes here, that could be helpful, but it's not like the Friedrich Karl would win a duel against a single battleship over here either. The Friedrich Karl is just bleeding heavily here. Yeah, heavy cruisers are not the direct counters to battleships, that's for sure. battleships you usually sink with good missiles or overwhelming numbers, but overwhelming or your own battleship that is better than their battleship. But overwhelming numbers what's not what was around this time around. And we got a winner here. Yes. Yeah, this was a... As I said, we saw a victory of heavy cruiser versus battleship last time, but it's not going well if you do it like this. So, GGVP and the team of the eating missiles like rice will win the tournament with a clean sheet. We have a 4-0 score. So, well played. The two battleships staying victorious. Really fun tournament. I hope you enjoyed it all as well. Yeah, a bit sorry for that it was a bit hectic in the setup, as I had to do some things today that, because friends were in town and so on, that made this, we had me leaving with less time than planned. But I really enjoyed the games. I hope you did as well. Thanks everyone for joining. Hope we get more teams in next time. But yeah, Yusuna's team here, the eating missile like rice, Philis, Gatling, Cactus, and Yusuna getting the victory here.